woman spears, for sure.
Excuse me. Did you see
There's
the
free
show?
water upstairs.
I hear Adriana's walking.
I brought some tissues in case it was emotional.
Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. I hear Adriana's walking, and I brought some tissues in case it gets emotional. If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanqui, and welcome to my world. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? I come through live every single night, and you just don't know what kind of video you're gonna get out of me. Today we are dealing with the confessions, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting right to it. This confession is titled, I lied about having a miscarriage to an ex, and I'm still living with the guilt. I told you I brought the tissues in case it gets emotional. Here we go. Just over 4 years ago, I was in a relationship which was all-consuming, toxically passionate, with lots of on and offs. It lasted 2 years between ages 19 and 21, and him 23 and 25. We fought and cried together about our fights, screamed and shoved each other on the street, and then slept together when we made up, all multiple times every week. Talk about toxic, right? This took place for the majority of the 2 years we were dating. As exhausting as this was, we just could not leave each other alone. We'd break up for a week, and then he'd drop flowers at my house and we'd be back together. We were just young in love with no understanding that we were simply just not good for each other. Fast forward to the second to last breakup. We had a huge fight and stopped talking, and this time it was longer than a week. I missed him, but I couldn't bring myself to text him. I got sick and went to the hospital, unrelated to the breakup, and while I was there, a mutual friend of ours FaceTimed me and saw that I was in a hospital and asked why. To this day, I don't understand why I said this. Maybe because I knew she would tell him, and there'd be a chance he'd reach out. Anyway, I said I had a miscarriage. Girl, why would you put that on you? Let's continue. Next thing I know, he calls me, worried, demanding which hospital I'm in. I don't tell him which one and tell him not to worry. Our friend insists to pick me up and takes me to her house, where I see he has left her with gifts to give me and a note asking for me to call him when I feel ready. This is where the guilt hits me and I start crying, with my friend thinking it's because of the miscarriage, but I'm just realizing my lie got out of hand and I'm just a horrible person. He calls me a few days later and insists I see him. We meet and he is absolutely heartbroken about the miscarriage, which is nothing but a lie. But I'm too deep in the lie, and seeing him actually care that much just deterred me further from telling him the truth. So I went with the lie. He tells me he wants to be there for me and tells me how he went to every nearby hospital that night to find me, but couldn't. We ended up dating for another 6 months, and the guilt ate at me every day. as well as I should have. Let's continue. We never really spoke of the miscarriage again, but somehow the relationship became so much healthier. Oh my God. We weren't really fighting anymore. The passion was still there, but the fire was definitely put out. I couldn't take the guilt any longer and decided to break up with him for good as much as I didn't want to. I feel he deserved better because I wasn't going to fess up, but I also couldn't sleep in bed with him with a lie laying next to us. He was distraught, asking why and trying to convince me to stay. I ended up traveling overseas solo for 3 months so this breakup could stay final. We never saw each other again. He's in a new relationship now, and for what I've heard, he's very happy. I wish him all the best. This has been a dirty secret between the universe and I for the last 4 years until today. I'm sorry, P. Let me take out my color purple 3 fingers. Ain't no good gonna come to you until you do right by that man. This is disgusting. It's disgusting, and it serves her right that the guilt has been eating you the F up. And you better pray and hope to God that what you put up on your person when you were young, dumb, and okay, does not come back to you later on in life. You or anybody around you that you care and love and you wouldn't want to see going through that hurt and that pain. That was just so dumb. That was just so dumb. I mean, yes, I get it. They're in their early 20s. They're young and dumb, but there are limits. Just because you're in your early 20s doesn't mean that you have like free range to make stupid mistakes or engage people in such lies. You know, that type of lie doesn't just affect it. It affects several people. You know what I mean? And the guilt is just eating her up. Let's see what some of the comments from this post are. Somebody says, carrying a lie like that for years eats at you because it goes against your own values. Acknowledging it now shows courage, and finding a way to forgive yourself is the only way to let it go. Somebody says, it sounds like you're both not the assholes you think you are, just not good together. You did a thing, learn from it, go on and be a better person. Wisdom often originates from mistakes. Somebody else says, reading this, it honestly sounds like you were 2 people caught in a really insane, messy situation at a really young age. When emotions run at high, people say things they normally wouldn't, just to be seen or to pull the other person back in. It doesn't make it right, but it does make it very human. The part that stood out to me is that the guilt clearly stayed with you. A lot of people would just bury something like that and never think twice. The fact that it weighed on you enough to walk away from the relationship says a lot about the kind of person you are now. I work in a restaurant and see couples come in sometimes where you can almost feel that same push and pull energy between them. Intense relationships can make people act in ways that don't really match who they are outside of that dynamic. 4 years is a long time to carry something alone, though. It sounds like you've already taken responsibility for it in your own way, even if he never hears about it. I think sometimes growing up is realizing we're capable of hurting people and then deciding to be better going forward. That was very well said. And it made me think too. It was very well said, and it made me think because I've been here giving it to her raw, hard, and uncut, But you do bring up the comment, the feedback person. You do bring a very good point. Yeah, they were young, and yes, when they are, in intense relationships and toxic environments like that, people are fighting for their interests, and so they will do and say things that they would not normally say. And I actually forgot that she said that she ended the relationship because the guilt was eating her up. So ideally, listen, this was an early mistake. Ideally, this does not repeat itself again. She understands the feelings and the emotions that were involved by telling such a lie. I still stand by me saying that karma and the universe, and let's just hope that this does not materialize in her or in somebody she cares about or for in the future, because you just never know. I don't know why a woman would put that on them. To me, that goes beyond wanting acknowledgement, wanting attention. That's just like you wouldn't go out and be like, I mean, we've seen it online where people have made GoFundMes and they've actually gotten arrested for perpetrating a lie. But you wouldn't go around saying you have to see the big C word, the zodiac sign C word, if you don't have it. Drop a bomb on that, right? I mean, I don't, no matter how much, attention somebody's seeking, a sane person wouldn't just throw that out there, give themselves diseases or ailments or situations just to try to get sympathy from people. But then again, because there's everything under the sun, time and time again, we have seen people that have been arrested because it is a crime to collect, GoFundMes and services for people who have like the big C, zodiac sign, big C. And it turns out to be a lie. Like it takes a special type of mental personality disorder for you to think that that's okay, for you to live in that environment, in that lie. But this last person who gave the feedback actually made me, backtrack a little bit and give this young person a break, because I kind of forgot that they were in their early 20s and they did kind of, held themselves accountable and did not keep this person in this lie, in this relationship. Because also it could be that the guy decided to stay out of, sadness and pittiness and fears. Maybe perhaps he felt that his own doing caused part of the miscarriage. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the guy was thinking in his head and why he also chose to stay in that relationship. I feel like she didn't give him an opportunity. He threw this at her. She threw this at him, and he, I guess, tried to be a man about it and stick it out. You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, let's hope that, young lady, you have learned from this experience. Not just this experience, say in terms of like you're not ever gonna fake a miscarriage ever again, but that you do understand that words and actions do have power, especially when you're dealing with the person that quote unquote you love or who's your partner, and that you can really affect them, and also affect yourself in a karmatic level. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am for the last couple of months, last couple of weeks here in March, we are going to be going deep. Okay. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that I am going to turn the flame up a little bit, turn the fire up, and we're going to be going through posts and confessions and advice seekers that raise the stakes a little bit more. We are going to go out with a bang for this last month, the last couple of weeks of the month, and we are going to be reading and giving advice to people who really are dealing with issues. So if you want to hear about that, make sure that you are subscribed, that you hit that notification. I go live every single night. At least that's the plan. Did you think I was going to call out today because I'm a little late? No, I decided to take an extended warm shower today. I did my hair and all of that. So it took me a little longer. But I will be back tomorrow. I hope that you are too. Please hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.